And boom. Okay, so we're going to start with a quick review, another quick review of what we've already done. So, we have our components of music that we talked about in our first lesson. Caden, give me one component of music that you remember.
Is this like a texture kind of?
Yeah, texture. Ooh, I'm impressed. That's the first one you remember. Okay, texture. Sarah, give me another one. Melody, yes. What? Can anyone tell me what melody is?
Like the fast part that draws people's attention.
I'd say that the part that draws people's attention. Sometimes it can be fast, sometimes it can be slow. I would call melody just like the part that you like sing, the main part that draws people's attention. That's a good way to put it. Do you want to give me another component of music, Caden?
Harmony.
Harmony, yes. Can anyone tell me what harmony is?
The other part that goes.
Is it Kaylee? Yeah, it adds to the melody. It's like that sort of secondary line. So we have harmony that adds to the melody. There's another thing that contracts from melody. It's one of the other components here. Is Kayla the only one that knows? Caleb? Mood? No. It has melody in the name. I'll give you that hint. Okay, Kaylee.
Counter melody.
Counter melody. Yes. Counter melody. It's the other counter melody is that, counter melody is that other melody that like kind of contrasts the main melody. And then there's one more. There's one more.
Rhythm?
Rhythm, yes. Rhythm. Oop, that's a weird Y. Rhythm. Why does H doesn't have two humps? Please. No point right now, thank you. Rhythm. Pulse. Okay, yeah, that was all enough of that. Okay, really quick. Let's do. Anyone tell me what interval that is? Can we have Alexis? Can you tell me what interval that is? So what? So think about. Oops. Jeez. Okay. Starting from the bottom note. How many notes are in between? Oh, okay. This is the confusing thing about intervals. You always count. Yeah, 5. You always count the bottom note. You always count the bottom note. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5th. Are we good, Jonathan?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's do. How about this one? How many notes? Or what interval is that? How about Aiden Rush? What interval is that?
4.
Yes, it's a 4. There are 4 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do one more. How about I do it like this? Dakota, give me a note in the B flat scale. A. If we wanted to make a minor third, what higher note would we put above A? Think about this real quick. How many half steps are in a minor third? I hear someone say it. 3? Yeah, 3. So what note is 3 half steps up from A? See, I heard someone say it. C. C natural. C sharp is 4 half steps. So C natural would make it a minor third there. Cool. last quick. Oh, I forgot I was gonna. I always put my lesson on, or pull up my Google Drive on my phone as like where my lesson plan is, and I always forget to like have it up here. Okay, and then the last concept we covered last week was minor scales. So let's say we're just gonna do this with a B flat major scale real quick. I'm running over into the Nerf wars. So we have a B flat major scale. How do we get from B flat major to B flat minor? What scale degrees do B flat?
Third, 6, and 7?
Yes, 3, 6, and 7. So in B flat, that would be D, G, and A. So we would flat those, and we would get B flat minor. We talked about another way to get to minor from major, and that was to, what do we have to do? We had to go in a certain direction from the bottom note, 2 notes, to get to the other minor. Did we go up or down? Down, right? Yeah, so down 2 notes from from B flat is confusing ledger lines here, but that's G. So B flat major is also it's the same key signature as G minor. So this is called, I didn't really use in these terms yet. This is called relative minor. When a minor scale has the same key signature as a major scale, we call that relative. And when we go down 2 notes from the bottom note of the major scale, that's how we find a relative minor. Parallel minor is when we added the flats to the certain notes. Parallel minor is when it's the same scale, but you just add the flats to make it to turn B flat major into B flat minor. Let's do pretty easy. Look at that. Is that a major or minor scale? Easton, do you think that's a major or minor scale?
Major.
Major. So, no. So, if it was so we didn't really talk about this last time. So, looking at a scale and telling if it's major or minor, I always look at the 3rd note. If it was C major, we start on C. If it's a major 3rd up, it would be a major scale. If it's a major 3rd up, if it's E natural, it'd be major. But since it's E flat, we know it's a minor scale. Oh my god. So that way we know it's a minor scale. We can also tell by the key signature. We know if we know C major has no sharps and flats. And if we see flats, then it can't be C major. It has to be C minor. Celia, are we good? Cool. One more. So, last little one, this is F major. What do we do to turn this into F minor? So we flat through. You have to say it? How do we turn F major into F minor?
Do some of the
3rd note. What do we do to it? Yes, we add a flat. So we add it to the 3rd note. There are 2 other notes that we add them to, though. What are those notes? 6 and 7, right. Cool. And that's how we get F minor. Awesome. So, on to today's topic. Subdominants and cadences. So, we already talked about, or more accurately, Mr. Wells already talked about the whole tonic and dominant thing. So, and you all remember that. Tonic goes 1, 3, 5, and dominant is 5, 4, 2, 7. Those things. So we already know those. I remember on the pretest I asked what functional harmony was, and pretty much, I think like maybe 2 people got it right. Functional harmony is that. It's what you already know. It's that we have 2 chords that serve a function. Does that make sense? So yeah, so we have tonic that serves the function of home. We have dominant that serves the function of, let's say, tension. The more important one is we have our home tonic, our home thing, and then all the other chords are get us away from that so that when we get back to tonic, it feels like home. And dominant is the furthest away from tonic. Okay, so I just want to make that clear. Functional harmony is what you basically already know. Subdominant then is a new little chord that we can add to make our normal chord progression more interesting. It's a chord based off the 4th note. So say we have B flat. So you get B flat, the tonic chord would be 1, 3, and 5, B flat, D, and F. The dominant chord would be 5, 4, 2, 7, F, A, C, E flat. And then the subdominant would be based on 4. Would be based on E flat, G, and B flat. It's an E flat major chord in B flat. Subdominant is just another way you can get to dominant. It just kind of prepares it. Thinking about that, let's do another fun little composition activity that we did at the beginning of the year. We're going to do it in B flat. We're going to do 8 measures. Let's have 1. Both these first 2 measures will be on tonic. This one will be on the 4, the subdominant. 5. Okay. So we're gonna do this in half notes. Mason, give me 2 notes in the tonic chord that we can use in this first measure. So that's 1, 3, 5. Let me write them up here real quick. So we're in the key of B flat. Okay, so Mason, with these as your options, give me 2 notes we can put in that first measure. D and F, cool, let's do that. So we're just gonna do half notes. Yeah, okay, I'm crazy, so D and F. The second measure is also gonna be tonic. Celia, give me 2 notes for this, for what, sorry? B flat and D, is that what you said?
F.
B flat and F, okay. Cool, I like that. B flat and F. Now, the new funky one, the 4. That's not better. Let's say Elise. So these are your options for 4. Can you give me 2 notes that we can put in that measure?
B flat and G.
B flat and G. Cool. I'm gonna make it this G. That's a big old B flat. And let's say. Here it is. Okay. Let's say Gabby. Give me 2 notes in dominant for that last measure in the first line. E flat and A. Cool. Let's do. Let's do those. Can we just play this first line real quick? Before we're done, let's play this first line. So take a look at it. For all you transposing instruments, think about the notes that you need to play. So your clarinets, you'd start on E. Bari sax, you'd start on B natural. Okay. Does anyone need more time to figure this out? Yeah, okay, a little more. Okay. Yeah?
What's our starting note?
Your starting note would be E natural. Yeah, you are in the key of C. Okay. Everyone got their 8 notes? Alright, you look confused, Dakota. You would start on B natural. You're in the key of G. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay. Are we close? Okay. Let's give it a shot. These first 4 measures. I'll stand to the side here so everyone can see it. 1, 2, 1, 2, half notes. Cool. Ooh, yeah, that's a funky note to end on. Let's do that one more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and. That's a really funky note to end on. Okay, let's have low voices. How about let's have trombone, bari sax, and let's put tenor sax in there too. Can you play the root melody for me? We talk about the root melody. So thinking about those notes would be, so for bari sax that would be G, 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 C, D. It'd be G, G, C, D. And for tenor, that would be C, C, F, G. And then I need to learn. And then trombone, that would be B flat, B flat, B flat, B flat, E flat, F. The roots, all the roots of the chords. I'll underline them. Okay. Okay, so you will. Can we have everyone? Let's just have the POI set actually. POI set. Let's play the root melody. Real quick. Let's try it. 1, 2, 1, 2. Ready? And. Da, 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 So 2. Okay, you got it. Okay. Can you guys play the root melody and then everyone else play the written melody? So everyone but you three are on this written melody. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and. Well, A natural for those flutes, and then for the clarinets that would be B natural for the clarinets. Okay, let's write the second line. Liz, give me 2 notes for tonic. 5 and 3. 5 and 3. So that'd be F, then D. Let's have Jonathan.
Yeah.
So with these notes as your choice for subdominant, I don't know if you can see those. Give me 2 notes for our 4 measure.
You want to do like transpose or
Just these ones are fine.
and 2 of them?
2 of them, yes.
E flat and B flat.
E flat and B flat. Cool. I'm good with that. Let's have Kaylee. Give me 2 notes for the 5 measure.
I would like
Dominant.
the 5 measure. I would like an F and
2 Fs? Cool. 2 Fs. That's a big ol' F. Okay. And then for our last 1 measure, let's have 1 whole note. Let's have 1 whole note for this last measure. You want on 3? Okay. You beat me to it. Okay. Let's put on 3. So take a minute. Take a minute to work out this second line real quick. Take a minute to figure through the second line real quick.
But
Yeah.
make it on 1 instead.
What?
We should make it on 1 instead.
You want on 1? Okay. Yeah. I also think that's either choice is fine.
I don't like open, like endings are open.
Yeah. Ooh, you're thinking ahead. Okay. So, are you guys thinking of the second line? Because we're about to play it. Cool. Let's give the second line a shot. 1, 2, second line only. Let's do that one more time. There are transposing instruments need to transpose. Clarinets, you'll start on a G. Or Barry sax, you'll start on a D natural. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and. I heard some people play what sounded like concert A natural on that D flat. Can we just play the 2 notes in the 4 measure? Just 4 measure. 1, 2, ready, and B flat, B flat, B flat. Can we all just that measure? 1, 2, ready, and there. Thank you. Because I like that better because the way we played it before, it sounded like that measure. Okay. Root melody, people. Give me the root melody for this one again. It's kind of like the first one, just a little bit faster. 1, 1, 4, 5, 1. Root melody. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Awesome. So, you guys play the root melody, and everyone else will play the second line. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and. try the whole thing. Let's try the whole thing. Root melody, stay in the root melody. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and. Cool. Awesome. What should we name this composition?
Nerf war tonight.
What? So, can you raise your hands? What'd you say?
Said Nerf war.
Nerf war tonight? Hey, it's already written up there. I don't need to write. We'll call it Nerf war. Sure, why not?
Let's go.
Okay, so we're gonna get into this next really quick. I'm gonna mention this next thing, cadences. We don't have a lot of time. So let's play just the second line again. Root melody, play the root melody. Just play just the second line. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and. Yeah. So that sounds pretty final, right? That sounds like it's supposed to be the end. We call that a cadence. A cadence is like the ending of a phrase, which now gives you a technical definition for a phrase. I'm sure lots of you guys have heard about phrasing or phrases, all that types of stuff. So the technical definition for a phrase is a section of a music that ends with a cadence. So cadence just marks that kind of ending point. The most common, the most obvious cadence you'll see is this 5-to-1. We call that an authentic cadence. So actually, I'm going to write it over here. So this second line is an authentic cadence. Yeah, the second line is an authentic cadence. It's just, it sounds the most final. It's most pieces end with 1. It's the one that feels really nice and just, final. Let's play just the first line. Root melody, play the root melody. Play just the first line. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and. That much. So, did that one feel as final as the second one? No. However, 5, ending on 5, can still be a cadence. We would call this a half cadence. So a half cadence is often not the end of pieces. A half cadence is always kind of like a transitional thing. So it doesn't sound very final, but it still marks the end of a phrase. I think one of these days we'll look at some of your music and I'll try to point out a half cadence because it's a little bit harder to understand because it doesn't feel as final, but that's something you should know. Half cadences end with a 5, authentic cadences end with a 1. Cool. With all that done,
Free time?
no. I have, hopefully you all have your pencils. I told you about this at the beginning of class, but I have to do a little short formative assessment. So like your pretest, this will not be graded. This will not be graded. This is just for me to know where you're at. So don't freak out. Just answer these to the best of your ability. Oh, I did not give you enough for that. Okay. So get this done. It should be pretty fast. There's only 12 questions. So this should be pretty fast. Real quick, it's 12 multiple choice questions. Might be one kind of good answer. But again, I don't want you to stress. Just need to know where you're at.
Do we want us to put our names over?
Yes, please put your names. That way I know it's you.